Hey everybody, Toys of Arkham here, back with another quick review, and this is a review of a 7-inch Ultimates NECA figure, which is based off the Predator 2 City Hunter, and a bit of a pleasant surprise finding this in my little collection room today. I was cleaning out the closet there that has a lot of old boxes in it, and I found this and it was unopened, so great to find this and finally release it from its plastic jail cell. And here I have all the bits and pieces out of the box. I've said this before on previous videos, but it's handy when you get these NECA boxes that they give you actual figure photography pictures on the back that show different poses, and obviously that's a good way of seeing which hands can be used for different accessories and which poses you can get them into. And it's just a good way of explaining the use of everything that it comes with. So there's a little bit of backstory on this. I'm sure most of you have seen Predator 2 by now. If not, check it out. It is a worthy follow-up to the original classic. And although we don't have Arnie in it, the Predator is center stage, and instead of being in the jungle, he's causing chaos in the urban setting of the city of Los Angeles, and Danny Glover is super in that movie. But yeah, so there's plenty of bits and pieces that this comes with. So the design of the Predator itself is a very slight deviation off the original Predator from the first movie. So this is obviously going to reflect how he looks in the movie, and comes with all these cool little accessories. So an alternative head sculpt first, the unmasked version, and his mouth is neither fully closed or fully open. It's sort of a halfway house, and he has that sort of a amber gold kind of orange color going through his scalp face. And the texture of these dreads, they're very pliable, they're soft rubber. So one criticism I have of these NECA figures sometimes is that when you take them out of their box, they can be a little bit stiff, the joints, and this was no exception. I had to run it under a hot tap to make sure I could get all the different joints to move. But I mean, it's not too much of a task to do, so it's easy enough. But at the same time, I prefer when I don't have to do any of that. So you've got this is like a straight hand, and he puts this into I can't even remember, it's been that long since I've seen the movie, but he basically goes to get his nails done, and he goes into I'm only joking, he's not getting a pedicure, but you know what I mean, he does put his hand into something. Anyway, that's the shape that is from that movie, so the part in the movie, and don't ask me what that is. This isn't going to be the most thorough review. I like the blue that goes through this figure. I'm not sure if it's that vibrant in the movie. We didn't really see him in daylight that often, if at all. And he may not look as blue as they have made him in this movie. But I still like it. So this is a very dark kind of dried blood skull and spinal cord. Some of the other Predator NECA figures have a bit more of a vibrant red off them. This is a little bit different, and it's always good to get a different version of a piece, and it's done really well. I think it's got a gloss about it, and again, nice alternative to have. Really good. And then there's this another open hand, and then this blaster effect. So this is what you connect to his shoulder cannon, and it would look like obviously he's firing a laser or missile or whatever it is he does fire out of there, but it's pretty cool. It's nice to have. Also comes with this extendable, what would you call that? A spear. So he holds it and it's like this originally, and he clicks it out and it just extends out either side like that. This just is molded like that, and then you have a separate one where it's fully extended so it doesn't open out, like let's say the Hot Toys one does. The smaller one, or that one, but you'd probably put the smaller one. You can put that on his back, on that clip there on his back. So that's cool. So we'll just look at the figure, I suppose, himself, and look from his feet up. So really nicely sculpted and painted. I mean, Neca do a great job on these on these Predator figures. They have this sort of a sheen off them. They almost have a wet look. And you can see the armor then begins on his shins and up to his knees. And then there's this sort of a netting on his legs, just like in the first Predator. And there's his disc that he throws, and that can come out of that socket here on his leg. So again, you can see that blue around the belt area, and then a little pouch. And just while we're looking at the details here of the gauntlet, that's extendable. They're not metal, but they are sharp. And again, the color is quite vibrant in places. And that seems to be like some sort of a bone trophy that is over his shoulder. Go up further here, you can see clearly there's again that blue running through his armor. This gauntlet on his left hand does have an opening that you can see the panel on his gauntlet through, and that's a nice touch, because some of them don't have that little lever or hinge and you just can't open it, which is a little bit annoying. So the shoulder area, again, almost like a rust or brass kind of look with some blue running through it. Then you've got the shoulder cannon, which moves around on his shoulder. This kind of a flared up armor piece on his shoulder here, which is quite blue. And I like this kind of orange amber sort of flesh color through the torso and legs. It's very nice. Going up to the biomask on the head, I think it could be slightly more along the lines of that color, or even the color on the spear. It's just a little bit too brown, too dark for my liking. From my memory of the movie, it was a little bit more of an orangey brown or a bronze. That just looks too brown for my liking. There are speckles of that blue again running through it. It is an acceptable mask the way it is. You know, it was a movie that was shot in sort of dark lighting, so it would have, I suppose, looked like this in a lot of the scenes. But I would, personally, I prefer it a little bit more brighter. And I probably could do something with it, but I'm not sure. But really good detail, and I always say this, but these Neca figures, if you're into your collecting, but just don't want to go down the Hot Toys route or 1/6 scale route where you're paying hundreds of euro or pounds, or wherever you live, dollars, these are just a really good alternative. They've great presence, great detail. They photograph really well. They don't take up as much space. That's why I like them. You know, when I like a character that I'm not willing to spend hundreds of euro on, I'll just get a small Neca version of it just to have in the collection. Now, as it turns out, I do have the Hot Toys version of Predator City Hunter, so it doesn't quite apply here, but generally speaking, that's how I approach it. If I can get a cheap alternative to a 1/6 scale figure of a character that doesn't necessarily mean a huge amount to me, that's the way I'll do it. I'll just get a small figure of him. But yeah, really nice posability in this, if so long as you get that stiffness out of them. That's the only thing. They can be really stiff out of the box, and you can break them fairly easily too. But the posing with this, I think it's fairly unlimited almost. And with this head sculpt on instead, it would, you know, there's so many alternatives you can, in terms of posing, you can put them into. And the heads, again, they can be very difficult to remove and replace. So just be careful of that. Just maybe use some hot water again just to loosen up those joints. But overall, very happy with this figure. He'll be a welcome addition to my Predator cabinet. And I have done a collection tour recently, so if you'd like to see what else I have, please take a look at that video. And also, if there is any figure that I haven't reviewed that's in that collection room of mine and you'd like it reviewed, just drop a comment underneath and I'd be delighted to do a review for you guys. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and please like, comment, and perhaps consider subscribing. And I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye bye.